Hi, everybody. Welcome to Conversation with Calvin, We the Species. Chronologically, we're in the month of November, and Thanksgiving is coming up. One of my favorite holidays. There's nothing quite like family, friends, food, and football. For me, it's just a wonderful holiday. So I'm always in a great mood come November. I'm with Holly Iyer, and we've been chatting now for a couple of weeks. Holly and I share wondrous commonality because we're both very active septuagenarians. And as an interviewer, you always look for sparks of commonality and things that engage and things that are elemental and important, and things that are important to me that are part of my lifestyle. And of course, then I bumped in the Holly, and I see all the things that she's about, and I say, wow, because I'm about them too. The only thing I'm really jealous about, we got so much to talk about, Holly. The only thing I'm really jealous about is you play tennis, and I had to stop playing because with all the magical things I do for my body and my head, sometimes it don't work on the knees. So I had to resign after 25 years. Tennis was my great love. So the official title, I always like to let folks know, the official title of our interview with Holly is Holly Iyer is a cancer survivor, and we're going to talk about that right away. And she's a healthy living practitioner. We're going to talk about antioxidants and so many more other things to Holly and her journey. So that's my official Tonight Show monologue, and I'll turn it over to you now, Holly. How about a little bit of an intro, a bio, and then we'll start talking about your cancer journey. Take it away.
Okay. I worked in corporate and for myself and for my husband for many years. And when I was 50, actually, I think I was 49, I got breast cancer. And that was a change to my life. And I got chemotherapy and I got radiation. And it took me 5 years after that to when I started to feel good. And I decided somewhere within those 5 years that I was going to change my diet, eat more fruits and vegetables, be healthier, and exercise. So when I was 55, I started tennis as my exercise. And I love tennis. I'm not great at it, but I love it. And I get better all the time. And then not long after that, I met somebody at a BNI meeting. I was a bookkeeper at that point, and I was in BNI for bookkeeping. And I met this guy who was talking about some piece of medical equipment, which I didn't know what it was. And I tried to understand, and then I forgot about it. But he contacted me, which was great. And we went to the Starbucks outside my neighborhood, and he showed me the scanner. And he scanned me, and I was a little bit surprised at my results because I thought I was eating lots of fruits and vegetables. I was on the quick weight loss diet. We had to eat 4 fruits and 4 vegetables, and I just thought I was doing that. But the scanner said otherwise. And he asked me what my concerns were, and my concerns were then and still cancer. I didn't want it to come back. And so he recommended a product that New Skin carries, which is called Rishimax. And it has been used, our Rishimax has been used in 28 outside studies of cancer. And the results are all that it decreases cancer cells. So that was a no-brainer for me. I figured if I take this, the cancer will have a harder time recreating itself. I came back a month later and I got scanned again, and my score went up a little bit. And that was probably because I ate more fruits and vegetables, a little bit more fruits and vegetables. Then he put me on T-green, which is higher in antioxidants. And what Pharmanex New Skin use are the top 30% of the tea leaf, because that's where all the antioxidants are. They take that and use it in their tea green, and everybody else who has tea green, whether it's the leaf for tea or if it's tea green, the supplement, are using the bottom 60%, not very high in antioxidants. So I took that, I came back, got scanned, and my scan did go up a lot more than the first time. But I was concerned about my 93-year-old mother-in-law, who was having leg pains and leg cramps as she slept. And I told him she will not take another supplement. And so he recommended, and I'll show you the bottle. I don't know if it's going to come up right. It's G3.
Right. Okay.
It has 4 fruits in it that you generally don't find in the grocery store. It's the gac fruit, it's the silly fruit, and now I've forgotten 2 of them. The silly fruit and I've forgotten the other 2. Okay. Siberian pineapple and 1 other. And that within 4 days changed her. She was back to her normal self.
Wow.
2 weeks later, she went to her other son's house, didn't take any G3 with her. She stayed 2 weeks. She came back. She had the same symptoms. So we put her back on the G3, and now she doesn't leave without G3.
Wow.
Because it makes a difference to her. She believes it's keeping her alive, and she's 98 years old now.
Wow.
So,
wow.
So that's that.
So
and he showed me. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I got a million
Okay.
questions, but you go ahead.
Yeah, this is a scanner that I was scanned on, and it takes 30 seconds once you get your information into the iPad. It takes 30 seconds to get your scan.
Now that measures your antioxidant levels in your body?
Yes. Yes. And antioxidants get into your body by fruits and vegetables. And the thing is that we have to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables in order to change this score. And I scanned somebody and her score was low, 28. And she said, I don't understand this. I only eat fruits and vegetables. I said, well, tell me what you eat. And she said she had fruit in her cereal or oatmeal, whatever. She had a salad for lunch and she had vegetable soup at night. And I said, you're not eating enough. You have to eat at least 8 full servings of fruits and vegetables to get your antioxidants to a point where they can fight for the cells and neutralize the free radicals. And I say in my own vernacular that there is a war going on in your body. And it's between the antioxidants and the free radicals. The antioxidants are the good guys, and they're totally under your control. The bad guys are the free radicals, and they're less under your control. There are things like the sun, smog, pollution, airplane flights, things like that, that are not really under your control. So you can control them by having high antioxidants. And if you don't do that, what happens is the free radical takes an electron from the cell, and the cells start to mutate, and that's when you get disease.
Really interesting. You know,
yeah.
1969 at Rutgers Pharmacy School, you know, this is not something new, the whole theory of antioxidants. I started taking antioxidants in 1969. Right. So I've been taking, because I recognize the problem. And of course now, you know, 50 years later, it's there's so many lights shining on the issue of anti-inflammatories, and the fact that you've been so proactive about it, and what I find really refreshing and the several times we've chatted, is yours as a septuagenarian. It's one of my favorite buzzwords these days, because I'm one of them. I don't process that I'm one of them, but I'm one of them. Friday I mentor college kids, and here I am on Friday, chatting with a Rutgers journalism sophomore, and for an hour and a half, and every once in a while a light bulb goes off that I'm over a half century older, but we're communicating on kind of the same level, and that's great. And by the way, I attribute that, it's all part of a big, as we'll talk about in a little bit, the whole pursuit of health, which you do, and antioxidants, and that's all part of it. So you I just thought, you did your cancer thing, and you did the treatment, and you began to modify your life, and you changed your whole life around.
Mhm.
The reishi max, just to make it clear for people, it's a mushroom that
Yes,
comes from China.
yes, from the hills of China.
Do we grow any of that here? Uh,
Not, it's a particular reishi max that's in the trees of China. And Pharmanex attempted to grow it here, but couldn't.
wow. Wow.
Yeah. So they take it from the hills of China. And the people there for centuries, for 20,000, for 2,000 years, have used it to stay healthy. So,
Wow. Another quick question, and we'll move on. The biophonic scanner, the antioxidant thing. So that's a really accurate way of measuring anti-inflammatories in your body. Is that for
yes.
sale commercially?
It's available. It's costly, and it
Oh,
belongs really in the doctor's office,
okay.
where he can or she can measure the antioxidants and get blood pressure and have a full picture of a person's body. The scanner, in how I use it in this war that I was talking about, the scanner is like a news report. It tells you the status of the war. The supplements that I sell, which the bottom one is Life Pack, which is a great supplement. Life Pack is equivalent to 8 fruits and vegetables.
Wow.
And if you took Life Pack, Pharmanex guarantees your score will go up, or you get your money back.
Wow. Wow. I'm always so tempted to want to. I've been doing fine all these years. Why? But I was tempted. I'll have to research that biophonic scanner. Anyway, what I find fascinating about you is, as a septuagenarian, your lifestyle. Talk a little bit about your lifestyle today as a result
Okay.
of all the things you're doing.
Yeah. I started playing tennis, and I played tennis probably 3 or 4 times a week. And then one morning I woke up and decided I was going to start walking. And I walked 4 miles in my neighborhood, which is, and lots of sun and lots of everything. Deer. It's fun to watch the deer. But I walk about 4 miles out to and back to, and it has made my blood pressure go down, and I really, really feel healthier. I do that at least 3 times a week, more like 4 times a week, and play tennis 2 or 3 times a week.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, and it's made a big difference.
There's such a there's such positivity involved in exercise, in the stuff that you do. I just did my hour and a half workout upstairs between biking and weights and stretching and all the stuff, all the stuff. There really is, and I listen. I like to. I call you a poster girl. I call myself a poster boy for AARP, because we are what we are. We are septuagenarians, and
Yep.
and we'll talk about your website in a second. You've got a website. I just finished a second novel, which I'll show. I don't mind. There's a tortoise in my hair, Journey of Spirit. Got rave reviews from Kirkus. They compared me to John Irving, The World According to Gorp. They gave me a star. I'm in line. But the bottom line, and then 4 years ago, I was asked to teach at Rutgers University. So my point is, I'm not bragging, but my point is your lifestyle can enable you to do these kind of things, like you're playing tennis in your 70s. And
Yes.
you beat cancer and you're cancer free. And it allows you to have a website and to counsel people on health pursuits and things to take. The thing is, and I clench my fists in emotion. The thing is, if you can grasp and understand that lifestyle allows you to do these things. Yes, people will say, well, genes. Yeah, genes are there. But you can also kind of mess around a little bit with some genes.
Yes, you can.
You can mess around with genes. You can when you get older, the genes have the chromosome has a little tip to the chromosome. It's called a telomere. And that protects. The telomere is like the tip of a shoelace, actually. I haven't seen a shoelace in 30 years, but nevertheless, the tip of a shoelace, that's the telomere, and it protects the chromosome. And as you get older, that tip gets shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter, and it offers less protection. I've come to read these last years as I've pursued my health, that you could be a septuagenarian, do a ton of exercise, play a lot of tennis, and you can keep those telomeres relatively long. And
How
yeah,
about that?
yeah, it's a great thing. As a matter of fact, I haven't done anything with it yet. I'm convinced with all the exercise I do over these last 25 years that I bet my telomeres are the same length as somebody in their 30s. And I actually found a lab in New York. You can walk in off the street and they'll measure your telomeres. I
Oh,
haven't done
wow.
that. Yeah, I haven't done that yet. It's one of my bucket list things to do. I'd like to know where I am in the world of telomeres. But anyway, moving on. So you have, and I've been there a few times, you have a really interesting website, hollyshealthyhelp.com.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that and what people will find on your website.
They'll find lots of videos talking about different things. They'll find blogs, and they'll find a way to get to me with questions if they want.
Okay. I want to reemphasize about you, and parenthetically about me. As I said, we were poster. The essence of this interview is probably not for Gen Zs in college, but it could be, because
It could be.
there's no better time. There's no better time in life than to put yourself on the right pathway to a healthy lifestyle.
How old were you when you started Antioxidants?
Well, I was an asterisk, meaning I was in pharmacy school studying pharmacology, so it was 1969. So that I
So
think
you were in your
yeah, I mean, I was in my 20s. I was
Yeah.
in my 20s, which more kids, Gen Zs and millennials in their 20s and 30s should be doing these kind of things. It's like I want to shout from the highest hill that the stuff works. What you're doing, Holly, it really works. This
Yes.
is not test tube stuff. This is not
Yes.
laboratory stuff. This is real life stuff. You are a perfect, wonderful example, beating cancer, and playing tennis now, and offering your health tips and the products that you're involved in. that's real world stuff. We're two 70-year-old people talking
Yeah.
coherently and vibrantly about our lifestyles, and we're able to achieve what we achieve because of our lifestyles and the awareness that we have. And it's funny, I talk to my son all the time, my daughter-in-law, about, and he's lived with the crazy, I call it craziness. It's not craziness. It's really sensibility and
Mhm.
because I guess when you're younger, you have a certain sense of invincibility. Nothing's going
Yes.
to happen to me, and I'm not going to worry about this. I'm not going to worry about that. But everything does happen, and you might as
Yes.
well. So that's the website again, and people will be able to find it as I promote, our interview. I want to we
Holly's
one
Health-
other. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, hollyshealthyhealth.com.
Okay. There was something also in reading about you. Oh, you talk also about metabolically healthy people. Blood pressure, cholesterol, and
Yeah,
sensitivity, and all of that. So you deal with some of those issues.
yes. 1 in 12 people have a good metabolic system. So it's only one in
Wow.
12. The 11 others do not. And we have a product called Meta, META,
Mhm.
and it is on my website. And Meta deals with the metabolism system. And you take 4 of them a day. You can take them all at once. You can take them 2 in the morning, 2 at night, however. And it deals with your metabolic system. Like
Okay.
it's the only supplement or medicine out there dealing with the metabolic system that we
Well,
know of.
and the metabolic system oversees diabetes and cholesterol and blood pressure, everything, insulin, blood sugar, the whole.
Yep.
Interesting stuff.
This deals with all that.
Interesting
It
stuff.
deals, yeah.
I'm so, in tuned to all this stuff because I sit here as a card carrying member of AARP. I sit here for hours a day, and then I go off and read as much as I can about such a variety of different things. The whole cholesterol thing. I've been it's funny, in 1970 I drew a thing about cholesterol. It's a picture. I should get it out. It's pretty fun. So in other words, in 1970 I was 25 years old, and cholesterol was an issue to me. It was an issue to me that cholesterol, I need to be aware of it. And maybe I was so ahead of my time. I mean, I don't know, but certainly the last 25, 30 years, I've been, obviously as you get older, you do all your blood tests and stuff. I'm and I'm aware about cholesterol to the point where I think I mentioned to you a couple of years ago, I had my coronary arteries checked for cholesterol, plaque. Because I'm getting older, and they tend to hardening the arteries. We all hear about that, and get smaller, and they get smaller and smaller, and they constrict blood flow and to the heart, to the brain, and like heart attack and all kinds of stuff with the brain. But lifestyle, and what you preach about, and what I've lived in my own world, allowed me to come out of that test, that calcium T2 scan, big machine, gigantic machine, like 8 technical people kind of. Anyway, I came out with zero coronary artery plaque. And part of that, which ties into you and your mission, part of that means that the blood flow to my brain, allowing me to think coherently, for somebody my age to write a novel, is flowing unrestricted. So all the cells in my brain are getting fully nourished.
Yeah.
And again, it's preaching what you preach.
Yes.
Healthy living, it does make a difference.
It does make a difference.
It does make a
Yes.
difference. So I always like to, as we wind down, a couple of, I always like to ask a couple of some of my favorite questions. And I actually plagiarized Barbara Walters in some of them. She was one of my she was an idol of mine. So a couple of lighter questions. And you don't have to answer it because but here it is. Excluding family or friends, somebody living or dead you'd like to spend a day with. You can or cannot answer it. It's up to you. It's a nice question.
It's a guy from New Skin that died in a flight. And for the
Wow.
life of me, I can't think of his name. But I would love to spend a day with him.
Cool. Very cool. Next, because we're of the same generation, favorite movies, favorite actors.
I love Dr. Zhivago.
Oh wow.
Is probably one of my favorite. I
Wow.
watched it in my pregnancies. It was on in both pregnancies, and I watched it so much I couldn't believe it. And the guy that plays Dr. Zhivago.
The name will come to me in a second.
Yeah. Yeah.
Omar Sharif. Omar
Yes.
Sharif.
Yes.
It's funny you said that. It's funny you said that. By the way, I love Dr. Zhivago. Love that movie. Why? Because my ancestors are Russian, so there was always a connection. But one of my earlier interviews, watch where I go with this. One of my earlier interviews on Conversations with Calvin, I interviewed a Rutgers professor, Michael Rockland, who was he was a professor at Rutgers for 50 years. He taught American studies, he got his PhD in the 40s, 50s, whatever, way out, and it was actually maybe 50s, maybe it was actually 60s. He got his PhD in the 60s, out in the Midwest. I forgot the university. And then when he graduated, he wound up doing work for the government in Spain. He was working for the government, maybe in a counseling, American council office, whatever. But anyway, one day he was there, and he got a phone call from actually a movie director. And the movie director said they're filming a movie in Spain, and they need like a 7-8-year-old boy who can speak English a bit. Do you know of anybody? And Michael Rockland said, my son's 7 years old. He'd be perfect. So his son became Sasha, Dr. Zhivago's son.
Yes.
In the movie.
How about that?
And yeah, it's so funny. And about the sixth credit, when you look at the credits, Omar Sharif, Julie Christie, Rod Steiger, and the sixth name down was, I forgot his first name, but I forgot the kid's first name, but it's Rockland, and he got and you get all these insights. There was the scene when Yuri Zhivago was away for a long time. He came back to the apartment. He hadn't seen his wife and his son, his in-laws in a long time. And he went over to his son, and the little boy was supposed to slap him in the face because he was so angry that he hadn't seen his father in a couple of years. So he actually slaps him in the face, but he gets hysterical laughing, and the camera didn't quite cut it out. It's really funny. It's when you watch it again, watch that scene when the little boy has to slap Omar Sharif in the face. He breaks into a little bit of a laugh, and they didn't cut it out. So, but anyway, that's Dr. Zhivago. God, I watch that movie all the time. Anyway, I'm so glad you said that. Well, it's just funny the way things are and stuff. So, we did good. This was a great interview.
Thank you.
And because we are brethren and sisterhood and brotherhood in the world of septuagenarians, I'm officially inviting you to come back. We can talk
Thank
more
you.
about topics. It's endless and it's important. So do come back. We can do panels. I can do anything. Because I sit here and any parting words and anything?
No, I just would like your listeners to really think about their diet. And again, it's 8 full servings of fruits and vegetables. So if you think about blackberries, which are high in antioxidants, you need a full cup of blackberries every day.
Wow.
Not just once, but every day. And a
Wow.
full cup of strawberries and a full cup of raspberries or something else. But find out what's high in antioxidants, and you can Google that. And if they say it has antioxidants, it's not good. They have to say it's high or it's great in antioxidants. One of those, high or great. Then you go with it and find out what one serving is and go with that.
Important.
And try to get 8 of those in every day.
Important.
And if not, I have Life Pack for you. 8 fruits and vegetables, guaranteed.
That's great. No, it really is great, truly. So, Holly, thank you so much. Don't leave. I'm just going to stop recording. We'll do a quick wrap, but this was great, and I hope there's a ton of senior citizens out there who can jump on this, because it's the other little catchphrase. It's never too late.
Right.
It's never too late.
Never too late.
Never too late. All right. Thank you, Holly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.